Stop always trying to dribble through the help defense and just make the easy pass. It's going to save you the turnover. You can never hand check nowadays because the second you put that hand out, the shot's going up. And they're calling a foul on it every time. So what are y'all opinions on the NBA making carry calls on plays like this? Because there's no point in really making it, but he's obviously carrying. So let me know down below in the comments what you think. The first time Horford makes this roll, he rolls a little too deep, which allows LaVine to come over and make a play on the ball. But on this next play, notice how he adjusts and rolls short, which allows him to see LaVine and be able to make the read to Smart in the corner. And even though Smart missed, it's still the right play to make and good basketball. On this second step-up screen by Brown, Caruso has to be more aware that he needs to switch the screen with Vooch at the top, and he makes the adjustment on this next play. He's more aggressive and prevents Malcolm Brogdon from getting that shot. But his job isn't done, and he forgets to keep his eyes on Brown, and Brown cuts behind him and dunks on Vooch this time. Being able to finish off the same hand, same foot is so important because had Tatum took another step, LaVine would have been able to time his jump and give him a better contest. But instead, Tatum got a clean look. Javonte Green made this play so much harder than it had to be. Cornet glad, but when he made this drive, he could have easily just pivoted and made the pass to the corner. But he tries to throw this pass in between both defenders and it just goes right out of bounds. Al Horford has a great pump fake, all because he gets to a stop and shows the ball, which allows the defender to bite. When playing help defense, you've got to know when your teammates need help and when they don't. And in this case, LaVine doesn't, because he wins this first bump against Jaylen Brown. But Williams and Vucevic come over to help, which leaves two players open, and White hits the big three down the stretch. I want you to notice how Herb Jones puts his hand where the ball is going to and not where the ball is at. That's the key if you want to get more steals, because if you try to get the ball where you first see it, it's going to be too fast and you won't get it. Valanciunas does a great job of rolling and then sealing a switch. And then even on his catch, he keeps the ball high, which is essential for all bigs, but he smokes a layup. Hey, yo, pause. This is why being able to throw passes with your left hand is so important. Because Hunter should be able to throw his pass to Holiday in the corner because Graham came over and helped on Capella's roll. But it's in his left hand, so he can't. And he ends up settling for this mid-range jumper and he airballs it. Now you can never let this happen. A player cut across your face? Coach will sub you out for that. You may as well push him on the ground before you let that happen. Hey, overtime, down 3 minutes left. Smoke of the Week is brought to you by Larry Nance Jr., the one and only. Like, bro, you may as well have dunked it. Alright, I know Zion's a big dude, 6'6", 285, but with all his athleticism, he's gotta at least have some sort of bone that allows him to play perimeter defense. And he has to learn it, because if not, when they reach the playoffs, teams are just gonna pick on him. Now you love to see this. Capella is the furthest person out of the play. On top of that, he's their big man. But instead of putting his head down and walking, he puts his head down and sprints and gets a big time stop on BI. As I'm watching these Lakers games, I really am shocked because there's a new energy and a new vibe to this Lakers team, especially just because Russ is playing good. The fans are loving it, the teams are loving it, and his energy is bouncing off everyone else. So it's something that's great to see if you're a Lakers fan. Hopefully they can keep this up for the rest of the season. Rule number 1 when playing transition defense is stopping the ball. And LeBron and Reeves here didn't and got caught up in no man's land, which allowed Mitchell to go straight down the lane and get the and one. If you're ever playing the short corner spot, like Wenyen Gabriel on this play, the proper way to space this when your teammate drives baseline is to circle up to the middle of the floor, because this gives the player a passing lane that avoids your defender.
Texas coming off of a season high in...
On this free throw by Braun, he's calling out Wenyen Gabriel's matchup, which is Isaac Okoro. And as a leader, you not only have to know who you're guarding, but you got to know the personnel of the entire team, so that you can make sure that your teammates are sharp and ready to play. As Nunn brings the ball up, he notices AD down low of good position, but he can't make that pass in there, so he switches it to Braun, and AD makes a spin to readjust his position so that Braun can make the pass down low, and AD goes up as soon as he gets it, so he doesn't get the 3 second. Notice how Mitchell throws his pass a little late, so in this situation, it's better that LeVert pump fakes first, because now Westbrook has more time to recover and make a play on the ball. A trick to getting more charges is to always take that first bump, because this will make the offensive player think that they can continue to back you down with force, but on that second bump is where you brace yourself to take that charge. Jarrett Allen does a great job of not jumping the passing lane until he sees LeBron actually throw the ball, because had he didn't, it could have ended up like this, one of LeBron's most popular highlights, where two players won out to one player, anticipating that LeBron threw the pass, leaving one player open. Whenever you're sick or tired as a basketball player, the first thing that's going to leave you are your legs. And so Bron's been in the shooting slump, and he's been missing everything short. He's been airballing. But notice how after all these misses, he finally gets some legs under him and hits his first three to break that shooting slump.